What's up, guys? Pit My Shed here. Wanted to just do a little bit of initial thoughts of what I thought about the Paris Game Conference that was on last night with PlayStation. Watched it live on Twitch. Basically, they showed a lot of stuff that was coming out that we already know that's coming out, i.e. Star Wars Battlefront. They did show some new stuff that looked really good. They showed they showed a Uncharted multiplayer, which everyone seemed to enjoy. It's been getting hammered today on Twitter, though. People just dissecting it, which does my fucking head in. They were saying about all this exclusive content that's coming out. Talking about Black Ops. They were talking about all, basically it seems that the PlayStation 4. I was quite impressed actually. And the more you think about it, they have got pretty much all the big players in the pockets to do either exclusive content first or exclusive content full stop. And then they showed a few exclusive games. No Man's Sky, they showed still don't know anything about No Man's Sky. They did show a little bit more. They showed a bit more of a multiplayer and just the same old stuff really. There was a game they showed called what was it called? Boundless. I thought it looked pretty cool. It was like I'm hoping it's some sort of MMO. It's kind of like you've got a little character. It's first person, and you've got this a door, but it's like a portal. Think of Portal the game, but each door is a different window into a different world. So you've got this hub base where you're at, and then there's all these doors, and you go out and you're in this other world. And then if you're in the other world, you turn around, it would just look like a rectangle with a dark corridor going into the hub world. It looked pretty good actually. There was a game called Dreams that looked pretty good. I'm not really good at creative games, but this game Dreams is from the creators of Little Big Planet, and it looked pretty good. Apparently, it's just endless creativity. You can just create anything you want, and it looked good. It worked well. It was still in alpha testing, and it worked really well. They did show some of that. They did show, this is my new gun, the first curse. Awesome. They also showed, they just showed all sorts of stuff really. There was a new game from Gearbox, but I think that was coming out for everything. It was kind of like, I can't remember what that was called, Battleborn or something like that. It was kind of like a first person shooter, but you can play cooperative. It's like all sorts of ways you can play. They didn't show any. They showed a new Ratchet and Clank. They didn't show any Uncharted, fresh Uncharted gameplay. They showed Ratchet and Clank game. They were basically there's a new Gran Turismo coming out. There's a new Tekken game. They showed that Tekken 7. They showed some new footage of Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5. That looked pretty good. And again, these are exclusives. Like Tekken's an exclusive. I think Tekken 7. Sorry. Street Fighter 5 is an exclusive. I think Tekken 7 was an exclusive as well. They also showed, I think Dreams is as well. To be honest, there was a lot of exclusives. I was quite impressed actually. Every time they showed a bit of video and a bit of gameplay or something, that the logo came up. It said either exclusive content to PlayStation or exclusive to PlayStation. I was quite impressed actually. They did do a good job of making me feel like I have invested in a good console. Do you know what I mean? But what else did they show? They showed what did they show? They showed VR. They showed PlayStation VR, which was originally called Project Morpheus, and that's something that blew me away. They didn't show a lot of it. They showed some games. They didn't show hands-on tech. They just showed a few games that were getting shown. I can't really remember what they were because I was trying to eat my dinner at the same time. But they did show one thing, like a test demo that people were doing called The Walk. It was that new film that's out, The Walk, where you walk. It's about the guy who walked across the Twin Towers, and they did it on VR. So there's people going on, and you can see people. You couldn't see the actual game or the footage, but you could see their reaction to it. And everyone that's come away, not just because of this Walk demo, but they were saying Shiro Ishida came out and he was like, you know, we've had a lot of positive feedback. Everyone's had a really good experience with it, and I've also heard that before, like reading articles and stuff, that everyone's had a really positive experience with this Project Morpheus. I think the name they're going with now is actually PlayStation VR, and I can't wait for it. I'm really, really excited about it. It's definitely something that I would like to. I mean, as a gamer, I think it's maybe younger gamers that have maybe just come into the gaming hobby now or at last gen, maybe it wouldn't be as much of a shock to them, because technology, you know, there's kids growing up now with smartphones, and that's something that I never had the luxury of. You know, I was there when mobile phones kind of got created, and it was like really old shitty phones that you couldn't even have. There's no such thing as a camera on a phone or anything like that. I'm sounding really old now. So I think, for me, being a 30-year-old guy who's come into gaming like when the NES was around, and virtual reality was always talked about but never really took off, because obviously technology wasn't powerful enough, but it has now. And I think there was like the Virtual Boy that was kind of, you know, it was black and red and it gave people migraines and shit, but this one looks, from what I've seen, I've seen a tech demo of an underwater thing, and the guy's in a shark cage and the shark comes after you and stuff, and that, like, there's only certain and I just think that's amazing. I mean, I don't care. It does depend how much it is, and I do hope they do price it sensibly when they do release it, because I don't think it should cost any more or as much as the PlayStation 4 console itself. I think the most I would be. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to make it sound really, you know, like it's nothing. But at the end of the day, it's just two TV screens in a headset, which is, you know, just plastic, and it's got, obviously it looks nice, and it's, you know, got a nice light and everything. But that's essentially what it is. There's no memory in it, and well, I'm assuming there's no memory in it or anything. It's just something that you can use. It'll have a motion sensor, and it'll tell you, you know, which way your head's tilting and stuff. But I don't think it would be worth like 400 quid if it came out and it was £400. I mean, hopefully PlayStation's kind of learned from the PlayStation 3 when they launched the PlayStation 3 that, you know, people aren't millionaires. Gaming isn't, you know, just for exclusively millionaires, like, not millionaires, but rich people. I mean, when they launched the PlayStation 4, it was, PlayStation 3, it was like 500 quid or 600 quid or 599.99 over here, and it's ridiculous. So the most I would pay for it, the most I would be willing to pay for PlayStation VR would be 200 quid. I think at a push, if it came with a few games or whatever, I'd pay 250, but I wouldn't pay anything more than £200. I think that's probably a bit much, actually. Maybe 150 quid, but I know it's going to come out, and I know it's going to be expensive, because people, you know, they're just going to charge the earth for it, because it's, you know, virtual reality, and it's something that everyone is very intrigued about. But yeah, it's something I'm very, very interested. I think out of everything they showed, I was quite interested about that, and that Boundless game was very good, and Dreams. You know, I like games that are different. And obviously Star Wars Battlefront, I was looking forward to that as well. But like, as far as like exclusive games go, they were the ones that I looked really cool and really nice. The PlayStation VR though, there's only certain games that I think will actually benefit from it, and that'll be, obviously it'll be first person games. Horror games I think would be excellent playing in a virtual reality state. Games like Soma, games like Outlast, games like, you know, anything that's like first person, and it's like Slender or anything like that, or The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, or anything like, or any future, you know, horror games that are coming out, I think would massively benefit for being on a headset, virtual reality headset. And yeah, there'll be people that will come out and go, oh yeah, it's just a gimmick, like the Kinect. But let's be honest, the Kinect was kind of just like, it didn't have any other input. It was just, you were stood there waving. I mean, I owned the Kinect for the 360, and I thought it was a pile of shite. They had loads of problems with it. It couldn't read fat people and stuff like that. It was just absolutely. Where's the Kinect now? You know, Microsoft aren't even pushing for the Kinect anymore. They've actually kind of given up on it. So to compare it to the Kinect, I think's not very it's not very fair at all, because the virtual reality headset, you wear that, and that your head's moving from left and right, and that's another like control factor where you're looking. And then you've got the controller in your hand, where so you can still play. You could play any game. Whereas the Kinect, you were kind of just stood there, and the game had to be a fixed game. You couldn't play Call of Duty or Destiny on a Kinect. It was impossible, because it just requires you to stand there and jump and wave, or crouch. That was the whole premise of the whole thing. And yeah, it was a nice idea, but it didn't take off. Whereas the virtual reality, I think PlayStation have kind of invested a lot of money into this, and it looks like they've done it really well. But like I say, you're going to put it on, you're going to see what you would normally see, but the fact of the matter is you could turn your head and look behind you and stuff, but you could also use the left stick to move forward and jump and have all the same buttons, where it's stuff like that. But I just hope that they don't bring it out and then for the PlayStation 5 it's not compatible, like the Kinect was, because I bought a Kinect for the 360, and when the Xbox One came out, it was like, oh yeah, you can't use your Kinect, it's a totally different Kinect, you need to buy another one. So I would hopefully expect them to make it a universal thing, because if it's Sony and PlayStation, that you could take it over to the PlayStation 5 or whatever. I mean, I don't even want to think about the PlayStation 5 at the moment, but very excited about VR. Very, very excited, in fact. I don't even know when it was out. They didn't give a release date or anything like that, but very excited, and it's something that I'm going to buy into. So yeah, if you watched it, let me know what you thought about it. If there's anything you've seen and you liked, or what do you think about PlayStation VR? Do you think it's a good idea? Well, it's not a bad idea, is it? You don't have to buy it. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. It's not something they're trying to force on you. It's not going to make your PlayStation any more powerful or anything like that. But yeah, is it something that you're going to invest in? Is it something you're excited about? Let us know. Thanks for watching. Cheers.